Good morning and welcome to a new year at This Week with Pastor Dino. I want to welcome you to First Presbyterian Church of Bradenton, where we are cultivating hearts for Jesus from the heart of downtown. And I hope you had a wonderful Advent season full of Christmas blessings of the birth of Christ and that celebration. And I hope you're coming into this new year of 2021 with great expectations for what God is going to do. I want to start this new year off with a devotional from 1 John chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. We know that we have come to know him if we keep his commands. Whoever says, I know him, but does not do what he commands is a liar, and the truth is not in that person. This year we kicked off on Sunday talking about what it means to know God versus just believing. The idea that when we believe, we're told something secondhand and have to make a choice as to whether or not we believe and accept it. But if we know God, then there's a sense of personal relationship, a sense of intimacy, and that's what God intended when he created us and when he chose to dwell with his people and bring Jesus into the world. He wanted to know us in a very real and personal way. So that's where we started things off on Sunday. And one of the ways that we know God is by behaving as if we are in personal relationship with him. Too often we get caught by the trappings of this world and we get pulled by sin patterns, we get pulled by our own selfish desires, but it says here in 1 John that we show that we know God when we follow his commands. So I want you to focus on your personal relationship with God, on your sense of obedience, on really knowing what he's stirring up inside of you as you go into this new year. Thanks be to God. This week, the church office will be back open, and we're going to hit the ground running for 2021. We're also starting a new sermon series that kicked off on Sunday called What Do You Really Believe? And the inspiration for this came from a book that I've had for quite some time and happened to pick up back off my shelf. It's called The Christian Atheist. It's by a pastor and author named Craig Groeschel. And basically, the book begs the question as to whether we are acting like we believe in God or saying we believe in God, but behaving as if we are atheists and that God doesn't actually exist. And so the book takes us through a lot of difficult territory, but it's a great read, and it inspired me to preach the sermon series that's going to touch on some of the subjects in the book. So for the next 7 weeks, what do you really believe is going to be the subject matter. As we get into the new year, we're going to be getting a lot more interviews with folks in and around our church and seeing what God's doing in their lives. But I realize that you all haven't seen a building construction update in quite some time. So let's take you around the building and show you what we've got. The courtyard is all done. It looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait for us to be able to start using it. We've got furniture in the Welcome Center, and that's been a really great place for everyone to come into our church and really feel the presence of Christ as they walk in here and feel the love that we have for them as we welcome and greet them into our church home. And probably the biggest update is that we have finally our sign out on Manatee Avenue. It's a beautiful LED sign that's architecturally gorgeous and really ties the building together with the parking lot and with the message that we are trying to portray to this community. We are open for business, whether that's online or in person. We are open for business and have really great things going on here that are going to help people to grow in their faith if that's what they want to do in the new year. So you can look forward to this marquee being updated with great information week to week and really becoming an outreach tool for our church for all those cars that pass us on Manatee Avenue. So yeah, the building is just incredible. As you can see, we are so blessed. I want to thank our building commission for continuing to plow through with those finishing touches.
And now, this is what Ralph thinks.
What do you think about Jeopardy?
Well, I'll miss Jeopardy and everything. I'm a University of Georgia graduate, so I wouldn't get too many of those answers right and everything on Jeopardy. Some people are very smart and can work it all and everything. And they do have a new announcer on there. It's a great entertainment program. It stimulates your brain. It's very, very good program. And I look for a long future with it. I'm sorry Alex has finally passed away and all, but Jeopardy will still continue on. It's a nice program. Good game.
That was What Ralph Thinks.
That's a Ralph.
This week, in terms of our online programming, the ABCs of Faith is back on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. with me and Larry. We look forward to seeing you there. We are resuming our breakfast and Bible study groups at 10 a.m. on Saturday mornings. Those are over Zoom. And in order to join that group over Zoom, all you have to do is go to our church website, bradenton.church/Zoom, and the link will take you right to that information. We've got worship at 9 and 11 here in person, as well as on all of our streaming platforms. And with this new series, I have been told that discussion should be a part of it because some of the material is very challenging. So what I've done is I've put a study guide together, and it's something I can email out to anybody, but I would like you, church, to self-motivate to get some small Zoom groups together, just discussion groups for 30 or 40 minutes, because that's all you're allowed on a Zoom account, and get together, make a commitment to a weekly get together over Zoom. Pick a time, invite your friends, listen to the sermon from Sunday, and be prepared to have a 30 or 40 minute discussion based on that study guide. And the hope is that you'll be able to have discussions that help you to grow, like iron sharpens iron. So we ought to help one another grow and be sharpened in our faith. So that's the idea. If you have any questions about that, shoot me an email at dino@firstpressbradenton.com, and you can also ask me for the study guide there. Again, we are called to know God, not just to believe in what we've heard, but to truly know Him. And being in church, being in the Word, being in prayer, those are all indications that we desire to know Him, but something ought to be stirring up inside of us. More than anything else, our behavior is guided by what we believe and know. And when we live for Jesus, it should show on the outside. It should show to those who are watching. Our lives should look different. So let's keep that in mind this week as we strive to be the best witnesses we can be. And we strive, each one of us, to know God in a deeper way. I want to thank you for joining me here on This Week with Pastor Dino. Again, a happy 2021 to us all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.